wow. Is it just me, or do the weekends seem like they go by faster and faster all the time?
No, it's definitely not just you. I feel like the week is just super slow, and then the weekend you blink and here we are Monday again.
Yes, and today is Monday. So why don't you start off by telling everybody what your Monday or your week looks like?
So I will be catching a flight this afternoon and going to Southern California for some team meetings, some team building exercises with our team down in Southern California. So I'll be there till Wednesday of this week, enjoying kind of our local team.
That sounds exciting on two counts. One, you'll be in Southern California, where it will be much warmer than it is here. And two, you will be doing some team building activities, which sounds exciting. So is that your inspiration for this last week's blog?
A little bit. You can call it inspiration. You can call it kind of the strategy behind the blog, right? Because as I was packing and prepping for the trip this week, I was also thinking through all the day-to-day that I normally see and how I can best prepare my team so that I do not have to, pick up the phone every 30 seconds because they have a question or need help.
So you talked about in the blog teaching a man to fish. When you are teaching your team to fish, if you will, what does that entail?
A lot of times whenever I'm teaching, you don't want me to teach you how to fish. Let's just be honest, I'm not very patient. And so teaching someone to fish would go disastrous. But as I'm teaching my team how to do some of the things, for instance, while I'm gone, I know I use Excel for an example because we do a lot of stuff in Excel as we're going through our day-to-day. But I would say a lot of times I give the example of what I would do, and then I let them kind of walk through it. I let them go to other teammates who may have other examples, and then from there I said create your own way. Now you have a couple of examples to use. Nobody's perfect. You're going to get in your own groove, and this just kind of gives you the path to try to build that out a little easier. So sometimes we run through it where they show me how to do it too, and we kind of develop that, but that's kind of how I start. Again, not a perfect answer, but that's kind of how I do it.
Right. I think modeling is one of the best ways to teach somebody how to do something. And I also think that going to the scripture to use the biblical principles for teaching a man how to fish, or I know in your blog you talked about it in terms of the we before me philosophy being essential in life and leadership. And the scripture that you left us with in that blog was 1 Peter 4:10, which says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So it's all about serving others, serving God first, certainly, and then serving others in love and in leadership.
No, absolutely. And I think I have a great illustration. Maybe we're going to try it. So if you take this single strand of tissue, and again, this may be a bad example, but we're going to go for it, and you rip it. And you rip it.
Okay.
That was pretty easy to rip, right? So as you're building your team and you're building and serving others, and you take these two strands of tissue, they're going to become a lot harder to rip. So if you take this, yes.
Okay, ready?
Yes. That was a lot harder, right?
It was a little harder.
Okay, tissue's not a good example, but the point is, as you put your strands together, you become stronger as a team. And obviously, as you put God in the center of that too, you're even much more stronger than what you were with the human flesh. But as you go into your week, kind of remember that. I think it'll help you have a great week as you serve others and teach somebody something new. Because in turn, they may teach you something new, and then we're all better for it.
Absolutely. We are better together. That is definitely a true statement. So as we wrap up this week's Cup of Hope, have a great week, and we will see you next Monday.
See ya. I'm going to go to Southern California.